Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are doing well. So last my previous video alli nanella current electricity previous year questions na tagondidvi. Okay, so today adana part 2 I am doing aita. So previously like almost 30 questions I had covered. So in the remaining questions, I think from 2021 till 2017 vargu I have taken all the questions previous year, and this chapter high weightage ide. So that's the main reason why I have taken this chapter. I hope you have watched the previous video. In case if you have not watched, please watch it. I hope it might be helpful for you guys. Sarina. So today, let's not waste more time. So let's start with this chapter. Okay. So as I mentioned in my previous video also, ನಮಗೆ CET questions ಅಂದ್ರೆ it's like one question 1 minute, maximum 1 minute guys. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ you should not spend on it. ಆಯ್ತಾ? In case some questions ಅಲ್ಲಿ calculations ಇರಬಹುದು, but ಆ questions ಅಲ್ಲಿ you can spend, but remaining questions try to do it in a very simple way. Even I will be teaching in a most simple way. In case if you are following throughout, you might get that idea. ಸರಿನಾ? So ಈ ಒಂದು video just ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ how it will be helpful and all, and please comment if you have any doubts or something. Please comment and please like and share. Okay, it will help us and it will motivate us, as I always say. Okay, so yeah, let's start now. So consider an electric conductor connected across a potential difference V, and let delta Q be a small charge and I is a current. Okay, so it is basically a drift velocity question though. So you might be knowing normally drift velocity alli okay, if I take a conductor and if I connect the battery to it, what happens when applying the electric field? As you all know, electron starts randomly, electrons will be moving. Okay, now, so when you're applying the electric field, what happens? Electrons, they move from negative to positive and they randomly move before supplying an electric field. But once you supply electric field, they move in one particular direction. When it moves in one particular direction, what happens is its potential energy will decrease, guys. Okay, its potential energy will decrease. Why? Because it will be hitting like all the electrons, it will hit the protons. Its speed will reduce. So its potential energy will reduce. Okay, when its potential energy reduces, to balance it, the thermal energy will be increased. Okay, thermal energy will be increased. So we all know from conservation of energy, no energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So once something, if it is reducing, the other thing should increase. So here potential energy will decrease, but the thermal energy andre the movement of electrons, the heat. Okay, to balance that, the thermal energy will increase. Okay, so this point you should be knowing. But what about kinetic energy, Lee? So kinetic energy will not increase or decrease. Kinetic energy will remain constant. Aita? So in this particular case, kinetic energy and drift velocity will remain constant. Okay? So drift velocity will remain constant. So please remember this point. These points are very helpful for your CET things. So based on this, just guess which option might be the correct. So first option, kinetic energy will increases. So kinetic energy increase agata? No, right? It will be the constant. So cancel out. Then electric potential energy decreases. Yes, potential energy will decrease. So option, second one is correct. Then thermal energy will increases by IV delta T. IV delta T is what? It is nothing but energy itself, work itself. Okay, so yes, thermal energy will also increase. So which is the correct option here? Option 2 and 3 is the correct option. Okay, so simple logic you should apply to answer this. Okay, moving to the next. Ohm's law is applicable to, we all know Ohm's law is applicable to only conductors. Fine. Next, a metal rod of length 10 centimeter. Okay, rectangular cross-sectional area is 1 centimeter into half centimeter. Fine, is connected to a battery of opposite phases. Okay, the resistance will be, okay, so don't get tensed by seeing a very big question. A very simple question. So you should be knowing how resistance depends on cross sectional area. Okay, from 10th you're learning this. So resistance is inversely proportional to, okay, resistance is inversely proportional to area, guys. So if area is more, resistance will be less. So idanna you should be knowing. So first option A alli, just check what's the area. So area is 1 centimeter into half centimeter. So what is the area? So area will be 1 into half is half centimeter square. Okay, keep it as it is. In option B, maximum when it is connected 10 centimeter into half centimeter, and area will be 5 centimeter square. Just 2 into 5, 10. Next, option C, maximum when battery is connected across 10 into 1 centimeter. So area is 10 into 1 is 10 centimeter square. So option D is same they are saying. Of course, it can't be same. As the area changes, resistance will also change. Resistivity can remain the same, but resistance will change. So now check. They are telling maximum, maximum, maximum. Okay. So in which case resistance will be maximum? Wherever the area is less, right? So where area is less, half, 5 and 10. In which case area is less? Of course, half under 0.5. So compared to 5 and 10, 0.5 is less, alva. So 0.5 is less means resistance will be maximum. So option A is the correct answer. Ashte. Okay, so this is a simple logic as I said again. Fine. Now, moving to the next question. A car has a fresh storage battery of, okay, right, what is given? EMF is 12 volt. Internal resistance is 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 ohm. Fine. And the starter motor draws a current of 80 ampere. Sorry. Then what is the terminal voltage when the starter is on? Okay. Fine. Very simple formula. We know that. What is that formula? V equals E minus I R. Okay. So E 12 minus I is 80. Yes, 80. And internal resistance is 2 into 10 raised to minus 2. Fine. So 12 minus 80 into 2, 10 power minus 2 ನಾನು 100 divided by 100 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ because 10 power minus 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ down 10 power 2, 10 power 2 is 100. So 10 gets cancelled, 2 ones are 2, 5s are 10. Okay. So 12 minus 8 by 5. How much? 12 by 8 by 5. You can just take 5 ones are 5, 6, 7, 30, 5, 1.6. So 12 minus of 1.6 is, okay, so it is 10.4. So do we have a 10.4 really? Okay, we don't have that option. Yeah, correct. In this, the options were given wrong. So the answer should be 10.4 volt, guys. Okay, so this should be the answer. Yeah, answer was not given in this perfectly. Okay, so this sum here. In case if there is a wrong in the question, you will be getting grace mark. Okay, don't worry about that. But yeah, of course, you should attempt any one of the options. So don't worry, the answer is 10.4 volt. Fine. So moving to the next question, a potentiometer. Again, this is a potentiometer question where you don't have for the syllabus. But yeah, and it's very simple also. You can just know that because this works on the principle of our Wheatstone network. So you might get it, similar questions. Okay. So potentiometer of a uniform wire of length 5 meter and a battery of 10 volt and internal resistance is connected between the ends. Okay. A secondary cell is connected to a circuit giving a balancing length of 200 centimeter. What is the EMF of the cell? Okay. One thing you should be knowing in potentiometer, voltage or EMF is directly proportional to length, guys. Okay. So for the first EMF, 10 ge, what was it? 10 ge, the length was 5. So then what will be the length? What will be the EMF? Okay, EMF for voltage. So what will be the EMF for voltage? For length 200 centimeter. 200 centimeter andre to 2 meters, right? So 200 centimeters under 2 meters. This is in 5 meters. So this also I'll take it in meters. So I wrote it here. Now just cross multiply. So what will you get now? What will be the V? Just like mathematics method. Okay, just cross multiply. You will get 5V equals 2 into 10 is 20, where V equals 20 by 5. So 20 by 5 is 4 volt. Okay, 4 volt is the correct option. So EMF and voltage almost the similar. Okay, you don't get confused. Directly you can take V also or E also. No problem with that. Fine. Now there's a graph of I versus V. Okay, and then it's a copper wire. Okay, then the slope of the curve becomes. Okay, so how to find the slope here? So we know the slope. Last class we have already done this. So it is I by V, right? So here resistance is inversely proportional to slope. Okay, resistance is inversely proportional to slope. Slope andre y-axis by x-axis or tan theta we used to take. So y-axis by x-axis is nothing but I by V. I by V is what? 1 by R. So that's the reason I'm writing it as resistance is inversely proportional to slope. So this thing you should be knowing. Now the slope becomes more if experiment is performed at higher temperature. Okay, so if I increase the temperature, resistance will also increase. If resistance increases, will the slope increase? No, right? Resistance and slope are inversely proportional, so this is a wrong option. Next, more if a wire of a steel of same dimension is used. Of course, no, because resistance depends on what? It depends on the dimensions. Next, less if the area of the wire is increased. Okay, if a area is increased, resistance, what happens? Resistance will decrease because resistance and area are inversely proportional. If resistance decreases, slope will increase. So what they are saying? Less anta idare. Again, this is a wrong option. Then the last option, less if the length of the wire is increased. Okay, if I increase the length, resistance also increases. So what happens to slope? Slope will decrease. Yes, so therefore option D is the correct option. Okay, I hope you understood. Directly use the formula. Resistance is rho L by A, basic 10 standard formula. So resistance is directly proportional to length and it is inversely proportional to area. Where resistivity under rho or specific resistance, what you call, it is independent of any dimensions. It will not depend whether you increase the length or decrease or increase the area, whatever you do, resistivity will remain the same. Only it depends on the material. If you're changing the material, then resistivity will change. Okay, now moving to the next question. Okay, so the readings of ammeter and voltmeter in the following circuit are, okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ voltmeter ಇದೆ and here there is an ammeter. So voltmeter, of course the voltage will be 220 volt. Okay, so directly I think you can mark over here. So what's the formula? I equals V by R, right? So V under 220 volt. What's the resistance here? Since the VL and VC are equal, therefore we can say the Z itself is R. So resistance is 100. So 220 by 100 is how much? 2.2 ampere. So option D is the correct answer. Okay, next, now the electron drift velocity is small, fine. Electron charge is very small. Current conductor can carry an appreciably large current because, okay. So drift velocity and current, and what's the formula which comes to our mind is I equals NEAVD, right? So I and the current, N is number density, E is charge, A on area, VD means drift velocity. So drift velocity is small, they are saying, fine. Drift velocity is small. Electron charge is very, very small, fine. E is also very, very small. And conductor can carry a large current. Okay, so current is large. So when a current can be large, so this is less, then area will be constant. So what might be the correct option? So current depends on number density, right? So here electron number density is very large. So therefore option A is the correct answer. Why? Because current depends on number density. So when a large current can be drawn, whenever there is a number density is large, guys. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, masses of 3 wires of copper are in the ratio. Okay, let me write our masses in the ratio. M1, M2, M3 equals 1:3:5 and their length are in the ratio L1, L2, L3 and the ratio 5:3:1. Now they're asking us to find the ratio of their resistances. Fine. So either a ratio A, no. Okay, now we know the formula. What's the formula? Resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area, right? That proportionality is replaced by constant resistivity, electric resistance. Fine. But now here area is there, right? But I need mass. Mass is given. So adake ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ let me multiply this by L and divide by L. Avaga A into L, I'll get it as what? L into L is L square, A into L is volume, guys. Okay, somewhere we are now close to the mass now. Okay, so how volume and mass are related? It's a basic formula which we know. What's that? Mass is, density is mass per unit volume. So can we write volume as mass per density? Okay, density nanu D anta denote ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. Okay, can we write like that? Yes, right? So instead of V, resistance or proportionality, you can just say L square by V can be written as M divided by D. So I'll write like this. I think now it will be fine, I guess. Okay, so density can be a proportionality L square by M. Fine. So now take for resistance. Okay, this formula you can use it now. Okay. So now for R1, let me write it over here. R1 will be what? L square by M. So L1 square by m1. Okay, so L1 square, 5 square is 25 by m1 is how much? m1 is 1, guys. Okay, next R2 is L2 square by m2. Directly you can take it. L2 square is 3 square, 9 by m2 is 3. Fine. Next R3 is L3 square by m3. L3 square is 1 square, 1 by m3 is 5. Okay, now take this completely as a ratio. So R1 is to R2 is to R3 can be written as 25 by 1, 9 by 3. 9 by 3 is nothing but 3, right? And 1 by 5. So 3 ones are 3 threes are 9. So you will get 25 is to 3 is to 1 by 5. Still we have not got the correct option, right? So because we have a fractions in our ratio. So now convert that. So 25, how much 25 into 5 is? Now all these things should become, the denominator should be 5, right? So 1 into 5 or 25 into 5 is 125 is to 3 into 5 is 15 and 5 into 1 or 1 into 1 is 1. Ashta. So R1 is to R2 is to R3 is what? 20. Yeah, we have an option here. Option D is the correct answer. So 125 is to 15 is to 1. Ashte. Okay, very simple question, guys. Next, in the given circuit, the current through 2 ohm resistor is, okay, so where is the 2 ohm resistor over here? Illi 2 ohm resistor is there. Okay, so what's the current through this? They're asking. Fine. Now, okay, we have a formula. So current through 2 ohm, it is nothing but our internal resistance, right? So internal resistance is 2 ohm. Okay, so you can ignore this. Okay, so external circuit, external resistance is how much? 1 ohm. So EMF is 1.2 volt. So what's the current they're asking? I equals question mark. Okay, so we have a formula. I equals E divided by R plus R. So E is 1.2. R plus R, 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 2 equals 1.2 divided by 3, or you can write as 12 by 30, 6 to 12, 6, 5, 30. So 2 by 5 is how much? 0.4. Okay, so 0.4 ampere is the correct option. So option D is the correct option. Okay. That's it. I'm ignoring they all have 111 ohm, right? They're just asking what's the current across 2 ohm. So current will get divided after that. So you don't need that particular part of circuit. Okay. In series, current is same, but in parallel, what happens? Current gets divided. So that's the reason you don't need remaining circuit. You can ignore that. You can just take, but this will be the external resistor. Remember. Okay. Fine. Next, Kirchhoff's junction rule is a reflection of, yes, junction rule is a reflection of conservation of charge. Very simple question. Kirchhoff's current law is a junction rule, junction rule or a current rule is a conservation of charge, and Kirchhoff's voltage law is a conservation of energy. Okay. Next. The variation of terminal potential difference V with current flowing through a cell is shown. Fine. You should find out what's the EMF and internal resistance, guys. Okay. Fine. So what's that formula? We have EMF internal resistance. We have a formula as V equals E minus I R alva. Okay. Now you can see it's a straight line graph. Okay. Slope there. We have a negative slope. So slope is denoted by M. I hope you know that. Straight line equation I will compare. So we will compare with an equation Y equals mx plus C. Right? So we can write as C plus M into X also. Okay. So now when you compare these two equations, okay, so EMF andre it is nothing but a C interceptor. So what's the intercept here? So when you compare, intercept is what? 3 volt, guys. Okay, so directly you can take EMF as 3 volt. Directly you found this. Next, when you compare, M is negative slope. Okay, minus of R. So slope you find out. So what's the slope here? M equals slope of this graph equals y-axis by x-axis. So y-axis is 3, x-axis is 6. So 3 by 6 is how much? 1 by 2, which is nothing but 0.5. Aita? So 0.5 ohm itself will get because it's V by I. Okay. So finally, you see, internal resistance SI unit is also ohm, right? Even from this, V by I gives you ohm itself. So when you compare this and write it over here, so M andre minus of 0.5 because it's a negative slope. X is nothing but I, guys. Okay, so now what is when you compare one and this equation, what will be the value of internal resistance? R is equal to 0.5 volt. Ashta. Very simple question. So where do we have 3 volt 0.5? Yes, option B is the correct answer. Okay, that's it. Okay, next in a potentiometer experiment, the balancing point with a cell is at 240. On shunting the resistance with a resistance of 2 ohm, the balancing length becomes 120. Fine, what's the internal resistance of the cell at the Kelta? Okay, so balancing length, I'll just take this length as L1 as 240 centimeter. Okay, so for that the resistance is given as 2 ohm and then L2 is 120 centimeter. So what's the internal resistance at the So it's a direct formula. So internal resistance, you can take it as shunt resistance of L1 minus L2 by L1, or you can say 1 minus of L2 by L1 also. Okay, just substitute guys. So R is 2, L1 minus L2 is what? 240 minus 120 divided by 240. Okay, so 240 minus 120 is 120 divided by 240. Okay, so 12, 224. So 2 and 2 divided by 2 is 1 ohm. Ashta. Okay, so directly you can take as 1 ohm is the answer. Okay, you have that formula, right? Shunt resistance, balancing length formula, 100 minus L by L. 100 is in centimeters. So directly I've taken it over here. Okay, in case if you have any doubts, please let me know. Drop a message in our comment box, right? So, and please let me know, should I go in a, am I going a proper pace or not? In case if you want me to go very slow also, please let me know. Okay, fine. Now, moving to the next question, R equals V by I, and you'll have to calculate the percentage error. Very simple question. You have already learnt in your grade 11 how to calculate the error, percentage error. So we have a formula, R equals V by I. They're asking you to find the percentage error in R, guys. So percentage error in R andre delta R by R into 100 equals V divided by I alva. So V, we take it as delta V by V into 100. So divided by R there, but I there, so that you can take it as addition of delta I by I into 100, guys. Okay, so they're asking us to find what is the percentage error of R. This complete thing we should find out. So they've given this expression, V equals 100 plus or minus V. And V is the original voltage, so change in voltage is delta V. Similarly, I is I plus or minus delta I. Okay, so now what is delta V from this? Delta V is 5 by V is 100 into 100 plus delta I is 0.2 by I is 10 into 100. Okay, so 100 gets cancelled. This is 5% plus 0.2 by 10 is what? 2 by 100 alva. So into 100, so 100 gets cancelled. So you will get 5% plus 2%, which is equal to 7%. That's it. So what's the option here? Yes, option C is the correct answer. Okay. Next, what's the effective resistance between P and Q? Where is P here? Here is a P and this is Q alva. So what's the effective resistance between P and Q? They're asking. So what you can do here is, you can take this complete thing as this will be in series, okay, and that will be in parallel with this, and then the complete 3 will be in series, guys. So now let's find out. Okay, so 3 plus 3, since they are in series, we'll add them through. So 3 plus 3 is what? 3 plus 3 is 6 ohm. Okay, so 6 ohm and then 6 ohm are in parallel, guys. Although it is connected in what? 4 ohm, and this is 5 ohm. Okay, now find out what is the parallel of 6 ohm and 6 ohm. So what's the parallel formula? So Rp equals R1 into R2, and the 6 into 6 by 6 plus 6. So what will you get? 6 into 6 is 36 by 6 plus 6 is 12. 12, 3 is a 36. So 3 ohm. So complete thing you will get it as 3 ohm. Now 4 ohm, 3 ohm, 5 ohm are in series because we are finding the equivalent resistance between P and Q, guys. So now 4 ohm, 3 ohm, 5 ohm. How much, guys? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 ohm. Ashte. So total resistance is 12 ohm. Okay, very simple circuit. Next, 5 identical resistors are connected. Okay, so each value of the resistance is 1500 and the voltage is given as 300 volt. Now you should find out what is the reading of ideal ammeter. So one thing you should be knowing that current will get divided in parallel circuit. Okay, so the ammeter, look at the ammeter. Ammeter is mid of, here the 3 resistors are there, here the 2 resistors are there. So that's the reason it is in the mid. So at that time, what value it will take under the what resistors which are connected forward, other value you will be getting it in ammeter. Okay, so now find what is the total resistance of this. So R, 3 resistors are connected in parallel. So directly we have a formula for parallel. So RP and total resistance by number of resistors. And since they are same resistors, so directly you can take. So value of R is 1500. Number of resistors connected is 3. Okay, so 3 1, 3 5 is 15, 0 0. So the resistor in parallel is how much? 500 ohm, guys. Now they're asking us to find the reading of ammeter. Ammeter andre current. So here we have a formula. I equals V by R. So total voltage is given as 300 volt and total resistance we are getting it as 500. So 0 0 0 0. You will get 3 divided by 5 ampere. Since they have given option in fraction, so directly you can take it as 3 by 5 ampere. If they have given in decimal, just take what is 3 by 5. So 0.6 ampere. Okay, fine. Next, 2 cells of internal resistance R1 and R2, okay, and of same EMF are connected in series. Okay, the 2 resistors are connected in series, and if the terminal voltage difference across the cell of internal resistance R1 is 0, then what's the value of R they're asking? Okay, so here 2 cells are connected in series, guys. So this cell has EMF E and internal resistance R1, EMF E, internal resistance R2. Why I'm taking EMF E and because they have same EMF. Okay, and then they have a voltage V1 is across first cell and V2 is across the second cell. And they're saying the terminal potential difference across the cell of internal resistance R1 is 0. As V1 equals 0, they are saying. Fine. Now you should find out what is the value of capital R over here. So what is the value of total resistance they're asking? Because it is connected in series, it seems. Okay, since they're connected in series, we know that current will be the same, but voltage gets divided. V equals V1 plus V2. So V and the total voltage, I'll write it as IR equals V1 is what? I times, okay, sorry, V1 is 0, la? So V1 is, I'll take it as 0. Okay, so V2 can be taken as I, it's RI, right? So I'll just take it as current gets divided. So I'll take it as I1 times R2. Sorry, I2 into R2. Okay. Yeah, I hope this will be fine. Okay, similarly, we have one equation only. So the next equation what we have is V equals E minus of I R. Okay, so V1 equals E minus of I times R1. V2 equals E minus of I times R2. Okay. I hope this will be fine. Okay, well, let's see. Since EMF and okay, and V1 is 0, so you will get EMF as I times R1. Okay, now. Okay, EMF is I times R2. I times R1. Okay, 1 minute. We'll just I'll not take this V2 in a direct tag, I'll keep it as V2 itself. Okay, I'll keep directly as V2 itself. Now it will be fine. So, ivaga one equation I took V equals V1 plus V2, and another equation is V equals E minus of IR1. Since for the first resistor I took V1 equals E minus IR1, second one I took V2 as E minus IR2. Since I is same, so I'm not taking as I1, I2, and they are telling EMF is also same. Fine. So now what we can do here is V2 equals, okay, so E is IR1, so I'll write in place of E, I'll write as IR1 minus IR2, and V2, V2 is capital I times R. Okay, now it will be fine because they're asking us to find R, right? Now, since I is, it's a common, so from both the side you can cancel out. So you will get total resistance as R1 minus R2. Okay, so I think we have that option. Yes, we have R1 minus R2. And please be careful, you have R2 minus R1 also. Okay, so please be very careful with that. Okay, it should be R1 minus R2 itself. Fine. Now moving to the next, again very simple question. RP and RQ they have asked over here. So we know that resistance is inversely proportional to slope. So in this case, which has more slope? Of course, Q has more slope, right, compared to P. So slope of Q is more. Slope of Q is more andre our resistance is I versus V. Since slope is inversely proportional, so resistance of Q will be less. Similarly, resistance of P will be more over here. So do we have any option like that? Yes, so resistance of P is greater than resistance of Q, guys. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Okay, so I hope you got this. See, similar questions we have. Remember, if it is I versus V, then resistance is inversely proportional to slope. Okay, so if it is V versus I, if it is V versus I, and the V along y-axis and I along x-axis, then resistance will be equal to slope. Okay. Next, out of the following, which will correctly represent Ohm's law? Oh my God, it's such a simple question. Option 3 is the correct answer because we know it's a straight line graph, right? And previously also we had done 3 different graphs for copper, semiconductors and all. Okay, so one thing you can observe here, all the questions what I've taken for from previous year question, each one are like interrelated. Okay, so if you are solving these questions, you will get an idea for the next question. I think once you solve, you will like, okay, the next question will be, the further questions will be very easier for you. Okay, so that's the reason I think it's better to first solve all the previous year questions, guys. Fine. Now, yeah. Next we have is the next question. See, again the similar questions related to galvanometer, all the deflections and all. So galvanometer of resistance 50 ohm is connected to a battery of 3 volt along a resistance. Okay, and then it shows a full scale division of 30 divisions and additional series resistance required to reduce the deflection to 20 divisions. Okay, so again here it's a very simple question, guys. I think you should be able to do this. I'll give you a hint. Okay, I want you to solve. So galvanometer of resistance 50 ohm is given and a battery of 3 volt, resistance of 2950. So from this current will be what? Current equals E divided by R plus R alva. So EMF is 3 volt and total resistance 2950 plus 50. How much, guys? 3000. So you will get current as 10 power minus 3 ampere. Okay. So for 10 power minus 3 ampere, the deflection is 30 divisions, guys. 30 divisions. Now they're asking for what current the deflection will be. For what current the deflection is 20 divisions they're asking. So please find out what will be the current. Right? So let's see how much you'll be able to get it. And in case if you're getting the correct answer, please drop it in the comment box. Okay, next, yeah, a cylindrical conductor of diameter and a current of 90 milliamps is given. Current density. Okay, the same question, guys, similar question. So current density is denoted by J, and what is the formula for J? J equals I by A. Aita. So I, what is I given? 90 milliamps. 90 milliamps 10 power minus 3 divided by area. Area and diameter is given. Okay, so area and diameter, how they are related? Area andre pi r square, which is nothing but pi, and the r is d by 2. Okay, d by 2 the whole square. And here they are telling take pi as 3. Need not take 3.14. They are only telling take it as 3. So directly I'll take pi as 3. Okay, so diameter is given as how much? Diameter is 0.1 milli. 0.1 milli andre 10 power 1 minus 4. So 10 power minus 4 square divided by 2 square is 4. So you will get 3 divided by 4 into 10 power minus 4 square is 10 power minus 8. So substitute this now over here. So 3 divided by 4 into 10 power minus 8. Right? So 3 ones are 3, 3, 3, 9, 0. So this will go there. How much? 4 into 30 is 120 into 10 power minus 3 plus 8. 10 power minus 8 if it goes up plus 8 alva. So you will get 120 into 10 power plus 5. Okay, plus 5. Current density is ampere per meter square. Ashton. So do we have that option? Okay, we have 1.2 into 10 power plus 7. Of course, if you reduce it to 1.2, you will get 10 power 7. So option A is the correct answer. Ashton. Direct formula, guys. Next, a piece of conductor to be shaped into a conducting wire of a maximum resistance. Okay, again they're asking a similar question. What should be the suitable length and diameter? Okay, so when the resistance can be maximum, okay, so maximum or when it is equal, andre, so we know that resistance is directly proportional to length, inversely proportional to area. Okay, so inversely proportional to area. So length more, it should be more, and area should be less. Okay, that time you will be getting a maximum resistance. Okay, so in this case, check which all has more length. So first option is 2L, second option is L by 2, of course it's wrong, and same length, same resistance, even here you have 2L, but here you can see the diameter is just the same diameter. No, diameter should be less, area should be less, only then resistance can be maximum. So from this, I think, yeah, option A is the correct option. Okay, so if you take length as 2 times the L and diameter is half of the diameter, then you will be getting a maximum resistance or same resistance. Okay, fine. Next, in a meter bridge experiment, of course, this experiment again, all meter bridge, potentiometer, all are deleted syllabus. Okay, but you can just know that what happens if a temperature water is increased. Of course, when you increase the temperature, resistance will also increase, and therefore the length will also increase. So you can just tell it is greater than 1. Okay, next, the power dissipated in 3 ohm circuit in the following circuit is, okay, 3 ohm resistance in the following circuit. Fine guys, so this circuit might look very complicated, but if you reduce the circuit, it's very simple. Okay, so this circuit, it is, you can just see the circuit in another way. I will draw this. Okay. Ashta. Okay, so this will be the battery. So 4.5 volt is a EMF and internal resistance is 1 ohm guys. Okay, so illi the parallel yavide andre 3 ohm and 6 ohm are in parallel. 3 ohm, 6 ohm are in parallel, remaining 2 ohm and 4 ohm are in series. Very simple. Okay, so now easily you can tell me. So 3 ohm, 6 ohm parallel andre how much? 3 into 6 divided by 3 plus 6. 18. 7, 8, 9, how much? 9, 9 2 is 18. Ashta. So parallel you will get this as 2 ohm. Now 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 4 ohm are in series, alva. So yeah, how much? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and you have even internal resistance. So total resistance I will write it as 2 ohm plus 2 ohm. 4 ohm, 4 ohm plus 4 ohm, 8 ohm. Don't forget the internal resistance, 9 ohm. So total resistance and voltage is taken as 4.5 volt. They're asking us to find the power in 3 ohm. Okay, power in 3 ohm andaga, you can just take P equals V square by R. Okay. But you should take a current will get divided, alva. So you have to take a formula which has a current, guys. This is also the correct formula which has current andaga. Find out what is the current. I equals V divided by R, right? So V is 4.5 and R is 9. So 4.5 by 9 andre 45 by 90. So 45 by 90 is how much? 45 1 40, 45 2 is 90. So 1 by 2 or 0.5 ampere is current, guys. Okay, now use it in a formula. So we have a formula P equals with respect to I and R. Take the formula. So yeah, formula though P equals VI is the main formula. Okay, I need the current with resistance. So V now you take it as R into I into I. So you will get I square R. So I is what? 0.5 or half square I will take. And resistance across 3 ohm they're asking. Fine. So now half square andre 1 by 4 into 3. So how much will you get? You will get 0.7. Yeah, nearly 0.75 watt. That's it. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Even these formulas are correct, but current will get divided across 3 ohm because it's in parallel. So that's the reason you have to take a formula which has a current as well as resistance. Fine? Okay, so moving to the, yeah, that's it. Okay, I think we have completed all the questions till 2017 I have covered, I guess. Okay, fine guys, I hope you have understood and I have not taken much time to solve any like one particular question. Okay, so even your preparation should be in the same way. So please don't take more time in solving one particular question. Okay, because you know, time is very important for our KCET or any such exams. It's not like our board exam where you can take your own luxurious time. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸರಿ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಎನಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಸ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ನೋ. I hope you have understood this, and thank you for watching. Thank you.